So number 1, express the quadratic expression x squared minus 14x plus 55 in this form here. So that's completing the square. All right. So quite simply, if I write down my quadratic, and you remember then the method we use to complete the square, well, we have a bracket squared, okay, and because this starts off with x squared, it makes it really simple. It's this bracket squared. Well, I'm going to write x in this bracket, and then if you remember, you halve this, okay, so you halve the minus 14, so it becomes minus 7, and then outside the bracket, you always then take away the square of this. So when you square 7, you get 49, okay, and then we add 55 on, okay. So that's the sort of method, that's the routine you need to learn in order to complete the square, okay. But it can be shown why it works, okay. It's quite simple to see why it works, actually, if we play around with it. But the method I've shown you here is the method you use all the time. So just remember what I just said there, you bracket squared, you halve this, so minus 7. Then you always take away, right, regardless of what that sign is. That sign could be a plus, okay, it could be a plus, but you still take away the square of this, which is 49. 7 squared 49, and then of course it says plus 55 at the end. And it's simplified this. And then it says, hence show that this quadratic, x squared minus 14x plus 55, is positive for all values of x. There's two ways I can show that, right? Firstly, I can show by drawing the graph of it, okay? And if you think about it, the graph of this is quite simply a transformation, okay? I need you to appreciate here, this is just a transformation of the graph y equals x squared. Because if you think about the graph y equals x squared, okay, well, y equals x squared is like this, yeah? Okay, that's y equals x squared, right? It goes through the origin there. Now, if I first of all apply this transformation, minus 7, of course, because it's in the bracket, you remember then you shift along the x-axis, but you go the opposite way, don't you? So because it's minus 7, you actually go on a positive 7, so you go across 7. So we're going to shift this across 7, and then because it says plus 6, we shift it up. So plus 6 is outside the bracket, so we then shift it up. So we go across 7 and up 6. So it's quite simply across 7 and up 6 here. And then you've got your quadratic there. And you can see clearly then that all the values are positive, okay? All values positive for all x, okay? The other way of thinking about it is, when you look at that expression there, x minus 7 all squared, okay, it's got to be greater than 0, isn't it? Or could equal 0, but it can't be negative, yeah? Because when you square bracket, it will be positive. And the lowest it could be is 0. But then, of course, when you add 6 to it, clearly then, when you add 6 to it, rather, it's going to be greater than 0, isn't it? Okay? Because if that's greater than or equal to 0 and you add 6 to it, the overall thing is definitely positive, greater than 0. Okay?